A very good afternoon. It is the 24th of September 2023. Thank you so much for watching UBC News Roundup on this beautiful, well, not really beautiful, a bit cold and chilly, but thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha and welcome to the UBC Weekly News Roundup today. In our top stories of the week, President Yoweri Museveni this week commissioned the new Toro cement vertical rolling milling plant worth $25 million. Speaking during the commission of the plant, President Yoweri Museveni promised to grant other mining rights to investor Patel to build more factories in the designated 10,000 square mile mineral-rich endowed area in Badda District. President Museveni also warned politicians of wanting to join politics without a medical analysis of Uganda's health and economic requirements.
President Yoweri Museveni has finally commissioned the $25 million Tororo cement vertical milling plant. According to the investor Patel, the plant has the capacity of producing 100 bags of cement in 1 hour.
This one here, we don't care who does it, whether he's a Ugandan or non-Ugandan, as long as he, especially for industries and services, if he can put his business here, we welcome him and support him. And that's why we had to go against people like Idi Amin who were just ignorant and had chased these Indians. Why chase the Indians? The Indians were doing better work than many of the indigenous Ugandans.
Speaking at the commissioning, President Museveni appealed to politicians not to join leadership if they don't have a clear medical analysis of Uganda's health and economic problems that led to the collapse of the economy during Idi Amin's regime. Museveni emphasized that transforming Uganda will not warrant who knows what, but the capability to take the initiative. He revealed that the Tororo vertical rolling mill plant is not for the Indian community, but for Uganda, saying that it's going to add to Uganda's GDP.
In some of the areas, people have woken up, like in the cattle corridor there, people are producing a lot of milk, and you can see they have improved their livelihood. In Masaka, they are growing coffee.
He also told the congregation that the second sector that will make Uganda catch up with the rest of the developed world is industry. Museveni later appreciated investor Patel for his contribution to economic development of Uganda, citing a number of products the factory is going to produce.
We just installed a $25 million VRM, which is the most sophisticated mill in East and Central Africa, which has got German technology, and it is producing 150 tons of clinker grinding per hour. By March, with God's grace and God in front with us, we will have installed a 300-ton per hour clinker grinding.
He pledged to give more mining rights to the investor in the rich mineral endowed 10,000 square miles in Badda District to build more factories. Speaking about the agricultural potential of Bukedi region, President Museveni told the Bukedi people to be calculative in the agricultural sector by embracing the 4-acre model farming system, warning them on investing much in cotton production, which he says requires huge land, which the Bukedi do not possess.
The market, I'm coming back about the Chibaro in agriculture. These small pieces of family lands, which I see, they are small, but they can be used in a very good way.
Museveni also blamed the Chinese investor who invested in the Usukuru phosphate industry to have reported to him late when some Ugandans conned him of huge sums of money that led to the stalling of the factory.
Some Ugandan officials took bribes from the Kachina there, that Kachina man.
However, he assured the congregation that efforts to return the Chinese investor have been finalized and soon the Usukuru phosphate industry will be up and running.
Allied Democratic Forces terrorist group could be headed for extinction if its leaders and fighters do not surrender. This follows recent airstrikes that saw a destruction of ADF terrorist targets located between 100 to 150 kilometers from the Ugandan border on the Ntoroko side. President Yoweri Museveni, who says many terrorists were killed, lauds the DRC Congo President Felix Tshisekedi for allowing Ugandan troops pursue ADF terrorists on Congolese soil.
It is a document of 2 pages, authored by the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Museveni, dated 23rd September 2023. It details how ADF targets were hit by the UPDF on Saturday 16 September of this same year. The targets, situated between 100 to 150 kilometers from the Uganda border at Ntoroko, were located using assets from Uganda's Special Duties Regiments, equipped with good reconnaissance assets. According to the statement, the President says, and I quote, "According to the subsequent intelligence, it seems that a lot of terrorists were killed, including notorious Medin Kalubo, who has been the author of the bombs in Kampala." The President goes on to cite some examples of attacks, including those near Central Police Station in Kampala, at Parliamentary Avenue, and the recent one near Pastor Kayanja's church in Bunamuaya. Museveni, who describes the terrorists as uninformed, says they will regret killing Ugandans, describing their acts as playing with fire. He attributes the recent success to the cooperation between the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo, whose president, Felix Tshisekedi, allowed Ugandan troops in that country to pursue ADF terrorists, citing the example of the killings of Nyabugando students, sheikhs, Major Kigundu, General Katumba Wamala's daughter, and Joan Kagezi, among others. The President concludes his statement with only 2 options for terrorists: surrender or die. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you so much, Henry Okrut. Since the initiation of the joint military operation against the Allied Democratic Force began in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, a number of malnourished ADF women and children have received and have been given medical care by the UPDF medical team. The medical officer in charge of Mountain Division Military Hospital and Operation Shuja, Dr. Daniel Okello, says an overwhelming number of ADF who have surrendered have benefited from UPDF medics during the joint military operation in Eastern DRC.
The heavy bombardment and shelling by the joint forces of Operation Shuja in general areas of Malika Valley, Mambasa, Manzobe, Erengeti and Commander Road seem to have broken the back of the hitherto resilient ADF rebels. Many have surrendered due to lack of food, water and medical care. The majority of those who have surrendered are malnourished, others with broken limbs and look dejected.
But there are also others who have been coming out one by one. Others have come out without guns. So this has been the sign of pressure that the UPDF has exerted on them. And I am so sure in the next 7 days, there will be more to that. There may be a lot of defections that will come in place. And we expect to get more of these defections. And of course, that will be an achievement for us. And once they come out, these kids give us a lot of intelligence. And this intelligence is what we use to look for these guys and decimate them wherever they are.
When captured or surrendered, UPDF treat ADF captives humanly in all circumstances. They are protected against an act of violence as well as against intimidation.
We always receive the rescued ADF captives and abductees. So usually we receive those ones who are sick, very sick, and those who are injured from the battle.
Captain Dr. Daniel Okello, the medical officer in charge of Mountain Division and Operation Shuja, is the man in charge of treating the injured ADF combatants.
Majority are those who are malnourished, because those who are injured, most of them die in the jungles. Those ones who are able to be rescued by the UPDF forces who are in the jungles, they always reach us here and we try our best to save their lives. A few of them have lost limbs due to really severe injuries that we have to do emergency damage control surgeries to save their lives. Others pick up, and we always also link them up to orthopedic workshops to get artificial limbs.
Since Operation Suja began, Captain Dr. Daniel Okello has treated more than 400 patients, both rebels, women and children of ADF.
Of course, you know, in the bush there, they always have poor obstetrics care. This means delivery is a problem. Actually, I received 2 mothers. One is gravid right now. One delivered, they lost the baby, had a premature delivery at around 7 months old. And right now we are caring for her, though she's still weak, basically because of this lice, dermatitis. They have really a lot of lice, yeah.
Dr. Okello does surgical operations on ADF casualties in Suja operation, while others treat them at Mhoti Military Hospital. The majority of ADF rebels captured in the battlefield with gunshots during the joint military operations in eastern DRC. UPDF medics treatment of ADF casualties has cemented Operation Suja mandate to end the war as soon as possible. Dr. Okello says on the front line, he registers many ADF casualties with bullet wounds, while others with different complications.
First one, always we feed them in the nutrition care unit, which is around Buyinga, which always supports us with the Rutufa and these are F75, the milk that we feed them with.
Meanwhile, those with serious complications are airlifted by UPDF helicopter to Mountain Division headquarters in Mhoti Barracks for further management. The majority are from Uganda, DR Congo, Burundi, and Ethiopia, respectively. This gesture is a special moment to see the military off the front line and offer medical services to wounded ADF rebels. Haruna Mutesasira, reporting for UBC News in Eastern DR Congo.
The First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kampala Museveni, this week urged the Governing Council of Badda University of Science and Technology to put in place measures to raise upright citizens who value their culture and will not tolerate vices like drugs, homosexuality, corruption and immorality, among others. The First Lady said this while presiding over the inauguration of the 8th Council of Badda University of Science and Technology, which she hosted at State House, Nagasero.
The First Lady noted that the world is dealing with a generation of youth who are challenged by various situations and many unacceptable vices. She noted that this can no longer be ignored among the youth at the various universities in our country. She added that students should not just graduate with academic qualifications alone, because the world requires people of integrity more than ever before.
Through a concerted effort, we can produce graduates worthy of our country's future.
The First Lady said this while presiding over the inauguration of the 8th Council of Badda University of Science and Technology, which she hosted at State House, Nakasero. The 26-member council, which assumed office on the 1st of July 2023 for a period of 4 years, is chaired by Dr. Yoweri Museveni, while Ms. Sarah Nchwako is the vice chairperson. The First Lady congratulated the council members and reminded them that the main mission of the university is to produce a skilled and productive workforce for national development. She said that it is an obligation not just to enroll students, but also mentor and graduate them.
All of us must dedicate ourselves to helping students to overcome the obstacles that stand between them and success. Each of us has a duty and responsibility to ensure that as students graduate, our university thrive and our nation has a skilled, productive, and responsible workforce.
Mrs. Museveni appreciated the university management led by the Vice-Chancellor Professor Celestine Obua, for ably managing the university and implementing council decisions, which she said has resulted in the university's growth and steady advancement, making it one of the best universities in Uganda.
I have no doubt in my mind that the caliber of leaders on this council will rise to the occasion, and through their efforts, the university will experience significant growth and development. I pray for God's blessings and guidance as you carry out your responsibilities as members of the 8th Council of Mbarara University of Science and Technology.
In his remarks, the chairperson Mast Council, Dr. Warren Namara, said that in order to achieve the vision of a center of academic and professional excellence in science and technology, they are geared towards learner-centered problem-solving instruction, being a research-driven university, and enhancing knowledge transfer partnerships and networking. He highlighted some of the challenges that hinder critical operations of the university. These include the potential risk of closure of the medical school, which was condemned by the Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council for lacking requisite infrastructure, equipment and staffing, the inability of the university to occupy the faculty of computing. The Vice-Chancellor Mas, Professor Celestine, thanked government for the support to Mbarara University since establishment in 1989 to date, when it is celebrating 34 years.
We thank you for the support of the university. We can sit here, cry, say, well, this and that, but we have never forgotten the support of the university from you and from the president. Once again, thank you for availing the council the opportunity to have this important meeting and the inauguration.
The inauguration ceremony was also attended, among others, by senior technical officers from the Ministry of Education and Sports. These included Dr. Jenegao, the Undersecretary and Director of Higher Technical Vocational Education and Training, Ismail Mulindwa, the Director, Basic and Secondary Education.
I now declare the 8th Council of Mbarara University of Science and Technology fully inaugurated, and I thank you and God bless you.
Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Still in the course of the week, the Forum for Democratic Change, President of Forum of the Najanankombi section, Patrick Oboy Amoria, this week said members of the party who assigned themselves duties at Katonga best offices have no bearing with the FDC in Najanankombi. Amoria said that the party has learned that they need to entrust responsibility into the hands of serious people who understand the party.
Forum for Democratic Change leadership at Najanankombi has concluded nominations of candidates in positions like the members of Management Committee to contest in the coming delegates conference to take place on 6th October at Omar Showgrounds. The President, Patrick Oboy Amuriat, has come back to contest in the same position against Kyomugisha Moses. The Secretary-General, Nathan Nandala Mafabi, has also requested members to vote him for another term, while one of the founders of FDC party, Jack Sabiti, has been nominated as the national chairman of the party.
I declare Amuriat Oboy Patrick a duly nominated candidate to contest for the FDC position of party president. The candidate to contest for the FDC position of Secretary General for the term 2023 to 2028.
These were welcomed amidst ululations as members congratulated them for being nominated. President FDC Patrick Oboy Amuriat said he is looking at stabilizing the party in the next 5 years, hopes to manage the rumblings in Katonga. Assured party members that the party is not going anywhere, no one is going to sell it, urging them to listen to one command center.
We are here, we are in charge. Those leaders who assign themselves duties are leaders of Katonga, they are leaders of Birigwa, the leaders of Dr. Kizza Besigye, they have no bearing at all on the leadership in Najjanankumbi, and the leadership has remained intact.
Explained that there have been 4 attempts to remove the leadership of Najjanankumbi, attributing it to Dr. Kizza Besigye, who wanted Amuriat to do things in his way. Yet, he was the president, and this made him fall out with Katonga.
We here in the leadership came under intense pressure to hand over the flag to the NUP candidate, and we rejected that. Attempt to stage a coup was when Dr. Kizza Besigye came here to the 15th National Council. And true to his promise of 3 years before, he came accusing me, the Secretary General, and the leadership here of taking dirty money from Museveni.
Secretary General Nathan Nandala Mafabi has emphasized that the FDC party is known for failures, saying it is unfortunate that some members grade him as someone who has been bought, yet he is on demand because of his brain. Assured the people that he cannot go with the party anywhere, he goes as an individual, even when called to serve in government.
Tell the people that the FDC is a party you should trust and believe in it. Are you getting us? We cannot sell FDC to anybody.
Sabiti, one of the founders of the FDC party, says Dr. Kizza Besigye never wanted to leave office of the president, thinking that he is better than everybody and that he is the one who is disorganizing the party. But this, they will not allow.
To come back. And we bring him back, we give him the presidency, all the terms he wanted, he used it. Now he wants to disorganize FDC from his own group. That one we cannot accept.
The Katonga faction of FDC elected new leadership, but not going through an election of voting, and this, lawyer Yusuf Nsibambi says, is not a democratic process of changing leadership.
And whatever happened this week at Katonga is reversing the clock. We have a process where we get leaders through a democratic electoral process, not nominations, not declarations or directives.
This election, slated for 6th of October, is going to take place with the exclusion of 20 districts of the Western region, which never participated in lower-level elections, and this, Kyomugisha Moses requested, should be looked into. Nafka Farida and Stephen Kalisia in Najjanankumbi.
This week, members of parliament representing regions of Kampala, capital city, teamed up to add a common voice to the solutions of floods and poor drainage affecting the capital city. The members of parliament addressed a press conference in parliament after floods hit hard the business community in Kampala. Now, the legislators believe that the poor status of drainage channels is #1 cause of flooding, hence urges government to consider increasing the budget allocation to KCCA to enable it resolve this problem.
Of recent, floods triggered by heavy rains have consumed part of the time of the business community and residents after many were left helpless.
This is to let you know that this is Lugogo branch. We are currently flooded. The place has a lot of water. We have halted business. What you see brown there is water only. Is water.
Despite being a recurrent situation whenever heavy rains attack the capital city, several interventions by the relevant stakeholders have since proved futile.
So unless we address the issue of garbage management, we are still going to have floods in the city. And the city will be filthy, will be dirty, because as we speak now, it's one of the dirtiest cities in the world. So we must wake up.
Members of parliament representing the regions of Kampala, capital city, have, through a press conference at parliament, agreed on a voice to call for solutions.
Most of the waterways in Kampala have been encroached on by investors. And that's the reason that we have floods. The greatest enemy of a road is water. In the World Bank report of 2008, we lose over $100 million every year because of floods.
Despite questioning the current budget allocations for the road fund, the legislators propose an increment in the budget of KCCA to optimize the drainage and road sector in the capital city.
As we are speaking right now, we are closing the first quarter of the current financial year, but Kampala has not received anything as far as construction of roads and drainages is concerned. So we call upon this government to wake up. Let us do our work. Let the executive put the Minister of Finance to task that Kampala is the capital of this country. Indeed, the people of Kampala need to be served better because they are the highest payers of tax.
This comes at a time when KCCA is in advanced stages of implementing a 10-year master plan to improve the road and drainage of Kampala and its metropolitan areas.
I just want to see the place fixed. I know for sure that if there is any discussion about monies and that is our internal thing, that's in-house. That is between us, Minister of Works, between UNRWA, between ENAGO, and between the Minister of Finance. That is our in-house thing. But the members of the traveling public want a smooth road. That's all they want.
That's why we are putting an ultimatum. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, we want some action to be done.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Bitabinji, UBC News.
The Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, this week called for peace and unity amongst the people of the Rwenzori region. Archbishop Kazimba, who is on a working visit to Kasese, stressed the need for the people to remain united and observe peace for each other at all times.
Badda District, which he attributed to early school dropouts of girls for different reasons.
They take their children at school. They ensure, because I've seen a number of children who are children mothers, kids but with kids, and which means that the issue of early pregnancy is really still there. We should fight it.
The Archbishop, who commissioned various church projects within the South Rwenzori Diocese, noted that some health centers were understaffed, which puts the lives of people at risk.
Doctors and nurses sent by the government, they are there on the secondment of the government, which is very good. Only that I have been saddened to hear that the government is withdrawing the doctors from that place and the nurses and midwives because of the policy, which I definitely do not have a problem with, the policy, but there should be some special considerations of some places. Like this one, I was also shocked to hear that the next hospital from that place, it is 60 kilometers.
The Bishop of South Rwenzori Diocese, Mason Baruku, thanked His Grace for the love he has shown to the people of Kasese.
All have thanked him for his parental consideration of moving to the hard-to-reach areas. The more he goes to the hard-to-reach areas, the more prayers he has to offer for us. So I'm excited as the bishop, and I still say that, Your Grace, we still have other areas where you'll be able to visit, and when you go back to Kampala, to your secretariat, then remember to pray for us.
And in Bududa, the district leadership is urging the government to address the shortage of schools in the areas, which forces children to which forces the children to travel long distances in pursuit of education. During a visit by Special Envoy to the President, Edward Kiwanuka II, to the site of the multi-billion international schools being constructed by Arlington Academy of Hope, Badda District Chairperson Milton Kamoti Wasungui emphasized the pressing need for more schools. Yiga reports.
In the Bugisu sub-region, Badda comprises of 28 sub-counties and 159 parishes. Government education policy dictates that each sub-county should have a secondary school and each parish should have a primary school. However, according to Kamoti, this is not the case in Badda.
We have 89 government-aided schools, primary schools, but we have 159 parishes, which means that a number of parishes that don't have schools. So there are gaps in the primary section. At the moment, Badda has 28 sub-counties when you include some of the town councils. But we have only 8 operational secondary schools, which means that there's still a very big gap in terms of secondary education.
Milton Kamoti lamented the limited number of teachers in the district, attributing it to the poor performance of students.
There's a school called Nafunani in the Mabono sub-county. It has only 3 teachers, teaching from P1 to P7. Now, how can you compare such a school to perform to some of the schools in Kampala which have 1 class, 2 teachers or 3 teachers?
In a bid to elevate education standards, John and Joyce Wanda, proprietors of Arlington Academy of Hope Primary School, are establishing a multi-billion international secondary school and vocational school.
We are not where we want to be. In PLA performance, for example, Badda gets just about 4% of its students in first division. Our goal is to raise that percentage to 20%, because other districts do it, we can do it too. There's nothing that can stop us from reaching there.
During his visit, former Vice President Edward Sekandi pledged to lobby government and other sources for support towards the project.
Lobby support from my friends in United Arab Republic, Emirates, Saudi Arabia, we are behind the noble cause.
Arlington Academy has a history of providing sponsorship to learners in various schools.
Part of the schools are in Badda, others are in Manafa and Namisemba. We provide these schools with scholastic materials, teacher training workshops, debate tournaments, and also provide scholarships.
The Arlington Academy of Hope Secondary and Vocational International School is expected to transform education in Badda and is slated for completion by July 2024. Story by Yiga Muhammad for UBC News.
Vision Mission Schools in Uganda, a Korean missionary organization, has pledged to teach and educate learners across the country on Christian foundation. The organization, which is still in its infant stage in Uganda, has so far built Busia Union Visionary Secondary School, which has now been handed over to the Busia Local Government Authority. The country director, Union Vision Mission Schools in Uganda, Pastor Sisi Nakayenje, and her team says that the organization will venture on a bursary scheme, especially for the needy but brilliant children in the rural community. The newly constructed structure was handed over to the Busia District Education Officer, Harriet Mwesiga.
Came to preach the word of God and also to help the children of Uganda. The first time when they came to Uganda in 2010, they went to villages and really they saw the schools of Uganda. Many children were studying under the trees, others in grass houses. It was really very hard. So the missionaries were touched and they decided to come to Uganda to continually help the children of our country. So Union Vision Mission, we have bursaries for all the children, especially those in senior 1, those who get first grade and second grades. We always give them reduced school fees.
Civil society organizations, I beg your pardon, wants Ginger City authorities to embrace non-motorized transport in Ginger City. According to civil service organization, the initiative is aimed at having Ginger as an inclusive city. This was during an event to mark this year's Car-Free Day at Ginger Main Street in Ginger City under the theme, My City, My Responsibility.
Part of Ginger Main Street was closed for 6 hours as civil society organizations and stakeholders celebrated the Car-Free Day. The organizations included Cycling Out of Poverty, Uganda, First African Bicycle Information Company and Ginger City Council. The plan is to encourage Ginger City Authority to adopt smart plans for inclusion of non-motorized transport.
We've been celebrating our World Car-Free Day, which we call Ginger Car-Free Day. As Ginger City, we are a new city, and we are advocating that as they plan the new city, they should plan a smart city where we have bicycle lanes, where we have space for cyclists, space for pedestrians. We still have people who use the roads, people who use bicycles. We still have people who walk.
The celebration creates awareness on non-motorized transport, including health, fitness, pollution control, and flexibility in transport.
We are lobbying to the city authority to give us space where a person walking, a person cycling can ably, freely and comfortably use the space in Ginger City Council.
The Ginger Car-Free Day comes when there are concerns of poor roads, garbage in city, and no road signs, which the city planner Charles Nampendo opposes.
Consultant to do a survey across town to find out how feasible some of these streets are when it comes to and see how whether this is workable, and see how best we can have it implemented. Otherwise, policies, of course, that is our primary role in council, so that we come up with the policies that are as friendly as possible for service delivery.
Roads in Ginger are extremely wide, so just putting curbs to separate the motor level lane from a cycling lane becomes simple by just applying road curbs. So you are seeing the construction taking place, and you seem not to be seeing directly the cycling lane, but they can easily be created.
Activities of the day included bicycle racing for boys, men and women, painting, golf, and cleaning of Main Street. Car-Free Day is an international event celebrated every 22nd of September to promote non-motorized transport. Abiona Francisco, UBC.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo? No. Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant code.
Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for it.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko.
Yo.
Wachiko.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief, and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government, designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Uncle, you should see London.
Oh, my boy. It has been 5 years. You should see Uganda.
Yes. Uncle Marcus, this is my former school.
See, soon there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
This is impressive. Do you even have connection out here?
Well, we have 100% 4G countrywide.
Okay.
We even have 5G too.
That's approximately 700 billion Uganda shillings in tax, making Airtel one of the largest corporate income taxpayers over the last 5 years, helping build a better Uganda.
Today your son saw our new Uganda.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
You're still watching UBC Weekly News Roundup on the 24th of Sunday, September 2023. In our business stories of the week, Uganda Revenue Authority Public and Corporate Affairs Unit has conducted an engagement with the media on the formulation of tax policies and procedures. This was at the authority's headquarters in Nakawa. Every financial year, URA comes up with proposals for policy changes on tax measures to enhance revenue collection.
According to the Domestic Revenue Mobilization Strategy of 2018, Uganda Revenue Authority is mandated to collect over Ugandan shillings 32 trillion taxes this financial year. However, currently, only 15% contribution is realized from value-added tax due to non-remittance, a contribution slightly lower compared to other East African countries.
We all remained with our resources, nothing would happen. There are projects here that only the government can do. I don't know how much you have paid for our security on the borders there. I don't know how much money you put in there. But the government has to do it, and that money has to come from somewhere. But those are things we do not really see until trouble hits. That's when you realize that, okay, wait a minute. I think, So, I think citizens need to know that it's an obligation to pay tax. We as tax administrators, it's incumbent on us to make the tax collection efficient, transparent, okay? And today, John Musinguzi is saying we need to put a human face on tax administration.
The proposal will be adopted by Uganda Revenue Authority if they are well researched and have justifications for tax problem solving before they are approved or taken into consideration.
After that, we submit the proposals to the ministry because they are the ones who take it on. They are our line ministry, and as we all know, that this is a public institution. It is the minister who is supposed to table them at Parliament. So the ministry will review all the URA proposals.
However, currently, URA is facing challenges including uncollected monies from some entities that evade taxes, especially the value-added tax.
It is the 10% of revenue where we have to struggle with people. We agency notice, we will close the shop, we will, all those kind of things. But this is the thing. While we have many of those, we have taxpayers who pay their taxes, but could be reluctant. On a given day, they say, let me first sort this out. So, esendeza VAT, nazukozesa, okuzayo mwana kusomero. And when we come demanding for it, he doesn't have it.
The authority is undertaking consultative meetings to collect proposals for adoption for policy amendments for financial year 2023-2024. Marian Awori, UBC.
Thank you so much. Yoweri Museveni Katongole, a primary 6 dropout residing in Lugoba, Nansana Municipality, Wakiso District, has emerged as a remarkable self-taught innovator. Over the past 8 years, he has been assembling wires and various components in a small room within his home to create functional gadgets such as phones, phone chargers, amongst others, including radios.
In electronics, Salongo Semanda Katongole's determination and self-acquired knowledge has allowed him to master this unique craft. Inspired by the dire need for employment and economic empowerment, Katongole embarked on this innovative journey.
Esimu eriko radio eriko essaawa ate n'essimu yennyini kweri kuliko n'ebirala kubanga yoteekako app n'oyongerako by'oyagala naye kati neŋŋamba naye bwe bibange bino ebyuma byonna biri ku kintu ekyo kimu kitegeeza n'essimu nsobola ogikola kati natandika pulojekiti empya gye ndiko ya ssimu.
Initially, it was a challenge to convince his family and neighbors of the significance of his project, but he persevered.
Bwe nkola leediyo eno leediyo nagikolera emyaka 4. Bwe mala eyo nenzirako eno ekyantwala emyaka 4 buli lunaku nafunangayo ekintu kyentegeera n'empandiika nemanya ne switch bweteekako bweti amaanyi egajjawa okusobola okufuna amasannyalaze gano kati nogeranga waliwo ey'amaloboozi waliwo esala omuliro buli kimu ng'ogenda okigezesa.
He has been passing on his skills to some of his children who eagerly learned from him even without monetary compensation.
Kutya Katonda tumusaba n'atuyigiriza tukola bino byonna bisinga bituyigiriza. Kivula biteekako n'ebyogera desifa ababikola
kuba kye tusasula kisinga n'aweebwa ssente kuba muzeeyi waaba atuyigiriza ye era akugamba tamanyi ddi lwavaawo.
Nange ekigendererwa nkiyina ekyokubiyiga n'obikola.
Katongole's ambitions extend beyond his current capabilities and he hopes to accomplish more with access to capital. In his advice to young individuals, he emphasizes the importance of patience in achieving success.
Technology tagwayo government bebe etutaddemu netuyamba netwongera ku mutindo waliwo omutindo ogw'ebyuma nga buli lunaku wano nze nfulumya kaledio kamunakamu kakugambye kakoledde emyaka 4 naye wali government bebe enkwatiddeko kitegeeza nsobola okufulumya ledio nga 10 olunaku.
Despite the challenge he has faced, Katongole's story serves as a testament to the power of determination and resourcefulness in fostering innovation.
Singa afuna ekintu kino n'ekikola kati ebyo byonna sijja kulaga ekikutwalayo naye singa nkola kyenkoze kitegeeza mba ntandiseewo omulimu abantu abalala bwe basobola okukola.
Justin Nakami, Deborah Namamonde.
The State Minister for Internal Affairs, Major General Kahindo Tafide, this week urged the stakeholders in the tourism sector to adopt modern marketing strategies to promote Uganda as a tourism destination. Tafide was officiating at the Tourism Development Annual Performance Review and reiterated on the inadequate patriotism in tourism promotion.
The 2022-2023 Tourism Performance Report presented by the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities reveals 53% recovery rate from the effects of COVID-19.
We will also report that over 85% of the visitors to Uganda are from African countries, especially our very good neighbors, Kenya, Rwanda, Southern Sudan, with overseas visitors mainly coming from Asia, Europe, and America.
Accessibility to the different tourism goods and services, 67% achievement. Improvement of wildlife ecosystem, 57%. Increment of jobs, number of jobs which is given within the tourism value chain, we achieve 100%.
The data presents a global scale rate of the Ugandan performance in the tourism industry and provides insight into the issues that limit the realization of Uganda as a tourism destination.
We must share a strategy of developing tourism together so that when you are giving us figures here, we all nod.
We have problems of indiscipline. Then, of course, we are working very hard with the Ministry of Works and Police to discipline our traffic.
our traffic regime is also a hindrance to smooth flow of tourism. The Ministry of Tourism should inspect the standards of our investors, our private investors in the hotels. Sometimes you go to a place and it is supposed to be 3-star. Yes, it is 3-star, but with 1-star services.
While reviewing the sector performance, the Minister for Internal Affairs, retired Major General Kahinda Otafire, called on sector players to adopt modern marketing methods to promote Uganda as a tourist destination.
They can only know your country when you advertise your country. And that can be best done by us spending some money and developing tourism consulates. Have somebody in Los Angeles, these tourist countries, Germany, so that our embassies are not enough. Let's learn to spend money in order to earn money. As an fellows, visit Rwanda on their shirts. Do you know how much money Rwanda gets from that advertisement? They pay $10 million a year and earn $100 million a year.
The Tourism Ministry has highlighted on the prospects to bolster the industry to match the demands of the National Development Plan 3.
Promoting domestic and inbound tourism, increasing the stock and quality of tourism infrastructure, developing, conserving, and diversifying tourism products and services, developing a pool of skilled personnel along the tourism value chain, and ensuring decent working conditions, enhancing regulation, coordination, and management of the tourism industry.
In the year 2022, tourism sector contributed 4.7% on the national GDP, which implies economic activities by tourism infrastructures like hotels, travel airlines, restaurant activities, and provided 620,000 jobs, which is 3.5% of the total employment in the 2022. Abdul Nasir Luwama and Rogers Komagom for UBC.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo?
No.
Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant code.
Very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for it.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Thank you so much for still watching UBC Weekly News Roundup. And as we're about to conclude, we'll conclude with our sports story of the week, where the Uganda senior women's national team, the Crested Cranes, lost 2-1 to Algeria in the first leg of the 2024 Total Energies Women's Africa's Cup of Nations qualifier at the Fufa Technical Center in Njeru on Wednesday evening. Second half goals from Algeria's Imaine Chabel and Habiba gave Algeria the first leg advantage, while Fauzia Najemba scored a consolation goal for Uganda from the penalty spot. Ayoub's team that will travel to Algeria for the return leg will need a win with 3 goals or more, or at least a 2-1 score to 4-6 retirement penalties in order to advance to the next round. The second leg is to be played in Oran, Algeria on September the 26th of 2023.
It has not been a very easy game.
first and foremost. We played actually a team, I think, which was more experienced the way we saw it, the way it was playing. They appeared more experienced, and simply because of some things that we're not doing right. We made a lot of mistakes actually in the back line, and we are punished because of the mistake that we did. Nabumba, this is the first time she's playing in the right back. She's a very good player. I was looking for someone who's a bit comfortable in the defense. Frankly speaking, all the backliners players were a bit panic, so I was looking for someone who can give us some comfort in the defense, which I think he did comfortably in the first half. I mean, as a player, for one, sometimes you don't need to bring someone because this one is very physical. You have to bring another one who's very physical. You just have to bring someone who's a bit tactical to handle the person who is physical.
Thank you so much for watching the UBC News Weekly Roundup today on the 24th, I beg your pardon, of September 2023. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Stay tuned for more programming coming your way and have a beautiful afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Sasura obagura ne MTN Momo olutukudize sente oleweki
eyuge ku MTN Momo Pay ogenda kubanga okikwasaganya bulungi nnyo.
Olwaleero tugabye piki zaffe ebbiri ezisoose nga tuziwadde ba merchants babiri, mukyala Hadija ku petrol station ya Moka, mwami Charles naye tuva kumuwa piki ye.
Kituufu mpangudde ne documents zino nzifunye.
I was so surprised when to take petrol